Good evening, I'm Pinky Webb. Tonight we ask the questions, we tackle the issues, we clarify matters, and we get on point. Last Wednesday, Teachers Partylist Representative Castro wanted OVP Undersecretary Zuleika Lopez cited in contempt for asking the Commission on Audit to ignore a congressional subpoena for audit reports. But her motion to have Lopez detained triggered a series of shocking events that sent the country's political landscape into a spiral. First of these was VP Sara's two-night stay at the House of Representatives. Then, her late-night press conference where she supposedly revealed a kill plot on the first couple and the Speaker of the House. This was followed by Attorney Lopez's hysterical reaction to transfer her to the Women's Correctional. On Monday, VP Duterte finally agreed to take her oath before the House Blue Ribbon Committee, only to argue later on with lawmakers. Then another OVP officer ended up in the hospital for emergency medical attention. That evening, the VP's father, former President Duterte, urged military action but stopped short of calling for a coup. Let's get on point with Teachers Partylist Representative Castro. Congresswoman Franz, welcome to the show. Maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Good evening, Pinky, and to all our viewers.
Parang lumalabas ho, suma total. Kaya kung nangyari ang lahat ng ito ay dahil sa inyo.
Doon ba sa pag-contempt natin kay COS Lopez? Parang doon nagsimula, no? Yung mga drama at saka yung iba pang mga pangyayari.
Meron ho ba kayong naging pagsisisi or are you standing by what you did last Wednesday?
Siyempre, wala akong pagsisisi, no? I'm standing by dun sa ginawa naming decision. It's a collegial decision. It's the committee, no, that decided on to cite Attorney Lopez in contempt. Kasi kung mag-ano naman ako, no, kung sakaling mag-file ako ng motion for contempt, kung ayaw naman ng committee, di ba? So, hindi yan mako-concretize.
Bakit ho ba kayo pa yung nag-cite in contempt kay Attorney Lopez, which was second din? Hindi ko po nakita sino yung nag-second nun.
Hindi ko rin napansin, pero lahat yata unanimous yung nag-second, no? Bakit ako? Kasi ako kasi yung second to the last na mag-interpellate. And throughout the 7 hours na nag-stay ako doon, I've seen the Attorney Lopez kasi na parang evading yung mga tanong. Although she's very respectful naman sa pagsasagot. Pero nakita ko yung pag-evade. Like for example, yung work niya as COS, 'di ba? Mukhang wala siyang alam sa nangyari sa SDO niya, nasaan yung SDO, parang yung ganon. Tapos parang compartmentalize yung mga trabaho. Merong mga ganon. Kaya lang, dapat ikaw kasi nag-oversee as COS nung lahat ng trabaho. No, kahit man lang sana, alam mo, especially that sinasabi niya, wala siyang alam sa confidential funds. And signatory siya sa 2 letters to COA. So yung una nga, no, explaining the AOM. Nag-explain sila, kasama niya yung kanyang assistant, COS. No, nalimutan yung pangalan. And then number 2, yung lalaki.
Assistant, I forget his name right now.
Yes.
Babalik din po sa akin.
For yung first, parang piniprevent niya talaga yung COA, no? Although, siyempre, utos naman siguro ng kanyang principal yon. Pero siya yung pumirma doon, no? Na nakalagay doon.
Pero hindi ho ba inamin naman niya that this was under the instruction of the Vice President? Let's talk about that letter, ma'am. Doon ho kasi yung talagang trigger point nun, that letter that was sent to the COA, respectfully asking them not to give the House of Representatives copies or documents of their AOM ho ba? Or yung kanyang audit observation?
Documents, all documents regarding notice of disallowance. So, ano ba itong mga documents na dinisallow, no? Ng COA. So, yun yun.
And then she signed it, hindi ho ba?
Yes.
Siya ho kasi yung signatory doon.
She's denying all throughout the hearing, denying na wala talaga siyang alam doon sa confidential funds. So, yun yung nag-trigger doon sa call ko ng motion for contempt.
Well, you asked for a motion to cite her in contempt because I do recall you were saying parang ano ho ba ang parang nakikialam ho ba kayo sa kapangyarihan ng House para makuha itong mga dokumentong to para imbestigahan ang confidential funds,
Yes.
di ho ba?
Yes, parang ganun kasi yung tono that's the tone of their letter. No, talagang piniprevent nila talaga na, kasi trabaho talaga namin yung oversight
But
function.
I do recall, ma'am, she was also saying that they were asking not to furnish the House a copy pending the review dahil patuloy pa po ang pag-review ng COA dito sa kanilang mga confidential funds. Hindi ho ba yun ang kanya din sinabi?
Yes, pero hindi nila pwedeng impose yun hindi nila pwedeng gawin yun sa COA or dahil hindi rin naman nila kami mapiprevent na isubpina doon sa tech room, no?
Yung mga dokumento.
Mga documents, kasi marami nang nangyari in the past. No, na may ganon, in our function as an oversight committee, pwede namin ganon, pwede namin gawin yon habang patuloy pa rin yung pag-audit, review.
Habang
COA.
patuloy ang audit.
Yeah.
I do recall though, Congresswoman, I don't know, maybe this is something good to look into. Parang, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the House or even the Senate should be furnished a copy without even, I think, asking for it or requiring the COA to furnish you a copy. Tama ho ba yun?
Oh, so it's in the guidelines na about the confidential funds that it is the Senate President, the Speaker of the House, the agency, yung ma-furnish noong nung audit o yung mga documents. Pero dahil nagkaroon nga ng parang
Interference.
yes, at nag-decide na kasi yung House na imbestigahan using our oversight function. Kaya they are obliged, yung COA na ibigay sa lahat ng mga miyembro. So yun ang gusto nating mapalitan kung sakaling magtutuloy-tuloy pa tong confidential
Ano po?
funds.
Anong exactly
na dapat
gusto niyo?
ay open yan doon sa members of the House of Representatives.
And not just the Speaker. Yun ho ba ang ibig niyong sabihin?
Oo, not just the Speaker.
So dapat lahat kayo mabigyan ng kopya.
Oo, and the people should know kasi this is in the first place, this is a public fund, no? At nakita natin how it was misused, no, doon sa mga pagtatanong namin
I remember Attorney Zuleika was saying she personally, I think when you asked to cite her in contempt, tapos she said, may I say something? She was asking the chairman, Congressman Joel Chua, and then biglang may nag-second. Kaya hindi ko po nakita sino yung nag-second eh. Pagkatapos ng second, motion is carried with no objections, and then she was given the opportunity to speak. Diretso po siyang nakiusap sa inyo, hindi ho ba, and to other members of the House. Ang sabi niya, respectfully, this letter was not meant to undermine the powers of the House. Sabi niya, kaya lang daw niya sinulat yun dahil nga patuloy pa ang naging investigasyon and respectfully for you to reconsider. Yun pong inyong motion to cite her in contempt. Pagkatapos ho ba sinabi niya yun, alam ko po, bumalik din kayo.
Oo.
Sabi mo, I accept your apology.
I accept your apology.
Sige po.
Sinabi ko, I accepted your apology. However, the totality of the parang yung discussion today sa committee, I found you very evasive, yung behavior mo, yung ganon. So, yun na yung kasi undue interference, yung Section 11, letter F. So, yun yung basihan. Letter, tapos yung yung kanyang pagiging evasive.
Siguro what I wanted to find out, Congresswoman, was personally when she spoke to you directly and asked for an apology, and issued an apology rather, and for you to reconsider, did you think twice that siguro, maybe I'll take it back?
Well, hindi.
Wala.
Hindi rin. Kasi nakita ko naman yung parang nagkukunwari lang siya, frankly talagang nagsisinungaling siya. Nakita namin doon sa discussion. So yun yung naging basihan ng whole committee, no, members of the committee.
And you were firm.
Wala nga
Firm ho kayo.
Oo. From the members of the committee present, wala namang nagsabi na...
Wala ho ba?
Wala namang nagsabi na, wag mo na i-cite in contempt, wag mo na na may sakit, may gano'n. Wala naman eh.
Wala ho ba nagsabing let's reconsider, may sakit?
Wala. Parang nag-agree naman lahat ang committee members na present that time na. Ano.
At gaya po nung pag-umpisa natin ng interview, this developed into so many issues from Wednesday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, at ngayong araw ng Tuesday. Balikan po natin kung ano nangyari kagabi, yung pong naging press conference ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. We're gonna talk about that after the break. Our discussion with Representative Castro will continue in a moment. Stay tuned. This is On Point.
Taas baso sa world's #1 rum. Andoy Rum. Ang swabing lasa at lakas. 170 years nang matibay. Ang layo na ng narating natin. Simula pa lang to.
In the world of business, expansion is inevitable.
So I was a serial dater.
Not just a serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
You need fresh perspectives.
Different perspectives, different capabilities.
The sense of fulfillment, the sense of accomplishment. It's like you gave birth.
The relationships we have, how we treat our people, for me, that is the essence.
I'm Ces Orenia Drilon at ito ang Usapang Pilyonaryo.
This is The Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Anton Rojas. The life on track of racing siblings Polo and Pauline Bautista.
TNT and management coach Chot Reyes brings us more Eureka moments. It is Yannick Sinner's year and the changing of the guards continue in tennis.
The NCAA and the UAAP, the battle for the last ticket to the Final Four continues. Scorecard tomorrow, where sports is our business and business is our sport, right here on the Billionaire News Channel.
Welcome back. You're watching On Point. Still with us, Representative Castro. Ma'am, naalala ko po, nung Friday night, nagkaroon po ng order, no, na i-transfer po si Atty. Zuleika Lopez from the detention center at the House of Representatives to the Women's Correctional. Kayo ho ba, naging sang-ayon ho ba kayo doon na ilipat siya? Yung totoo po.
Hindi ako naging bahagi no, nung meeting ng mga members ng committee. Well, tingin ko, based on sa situation na parang the committee, the security cannot control anymore, no, yung naging behavior of the Vice President. So yun yata yung nagbigay sa kanila ng ano, no, na parang ang hirap nang i-manage security-wise, di ba? Tsaka, syempre, doon sa detention. Kaya yun ang nag-trigger sa kanila para ilipat. So, sana hindi doon sa...
Kung nandun po kayo, yun din ho ba magiging desisyon ninyo sa correctional, sa Mandaluyong?
Well, siguro hindi sa correctional, no? Kaya lang kasi, nagpalala yung naging attitude ng Vice President who stayed 2 nights doon sa, tapos nagpe-press con pa. At hindi talaga sumunod sa mga protocols and rules.
So you're saying that, are you saying kasalanan po ito ni Vice President Sara Duterte?
Well, yes. Frankly, no, kasalanan niya. Kasi kung hindi na siya nag-create ng scene at ng drama, so kung nag-files, sinabi naman sa committee as part of the due process, kung nag-file si Atty. Lopez ng MR, baka ma-grant yun ng committee kasi very naman yung committee. Talaga namang, hindi naman ganun kalupit yung committee na
So kung nag-file siya ng MR, and I think she did, kasi Wednesday po siya na-detain I think she filed an MR Thursday. You're saying that it was going to be granted sana?
Sana, pero yung last na hiling niya ay may parang meron siyang sinasabi na mag-stay si Sara or si Vice doon sa detention niya, na hindi pwedeng i-grant yun nung
I see.
Oo, parang may ganon. Na, tapos ang dami niyang kahilingan naging rant ng committee at ng security.
Just moving forward, Congresswoman, kasi let's just put in what Attorney Zuleika Lopez was saying, no, that meron siyang chronic back pain and the events that followed nung Friday night because of the transfer at 11:30 p.m. Do you understand, maybe for anybody, whether it be male or female, who is detained, na ang promise sa kanya, ang sinabi sa kanya, ang kinumit sa kanya 5 araw sa House of Representatives, and then 11:30 p.m., may pumasok po na miyembro ng security, legislative security, naging magalang naman doon sa video na nakita ko. Pero ililipat ka ng 11:30 p.m. sa correctional. Was that right?
Well, siguro kung nag-ask siya ng reconsideration, 'di ba? Or nakiusap siya doon sa committee. Pero kasi meron na kasing mga pangyayari na hindi mo na makontrol, na kung nandoon pa rin siya, nandoon pa rin si Vice President na nagki-create ng mga scene, 'di ba? Kaya talagang parang napilitan na talaga, no, ng ganong course yung committee at saka ng security. So tingin ko, pero siguro hindi dapat sa correctional, siguro dapat sa mga cell, yung mga jail lang, no, yung mga pangkaraniwang jail lang. Kasi iba yung iba
for
yung
convicted criminals,
yes.
hindi ho ba? Gaya po ng sinasabi din naman ni Senator Bato de la Rosa. But it's also happened in the Senate, I do recall, sa Farmally, yung magkapatid na Dargani ata, kung di ako nagkakamali, ay kinumit din ata sa, if I'm not mistaken, Pasay or Manila City Jail, Just moving forward, do you feel that, although of course hindi na kayo membro ng Kongreso sa susunod na Congress, but do you think that there should be clear-cut rules when Congress, both the House and the Senate, cite resource persons in contempt, kung saan lang po sila talaga maaaring i-detain? So, malinaw po. What do you think? Do you think that should be clear already?
That should be clear naman sa rules natin, no, na talagang doon lang talaga sila. So, siguro i-review rin yung nagiging decision later on, di ba, kung dinetain sa detention cell ng House of Representatives, dapat doon na lang. Kasi, di ba, para mas maayos. Kaya lang, may mga decision kasi na hindi natin makontrol yung committee. Pero siguro kung may rules, dapat doon lang, wag na lang doon sa maihalo pa sila sa mga convicted or maihalo pa sila sa ibang mga jail na very congested na nga yung mga jail natin.
So dapat kung cited in contempt ka sa House, doon ka. Cited in contempt ka sa Senado, dapat doon ka. That's your belief?
Oo.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna go to yung huling nangyari, well, kagabi, no? Former President Rodrigo Duterte basically challenging the military, telling them, asking them, parang, are you a protector of the Constitution? Pakinggan po natin ang sinabi. Isang bahagi lang po ng sinabi ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte kagabi.
I'm challenged to the military itself. The whole of the military, kasi sila ang supposed to be protector of the Constitution. Now tell me, kung protector sila ng Constitution, are they willing to still protect the President who is a drug addict for another 4 years?
What's your reaction to that? Ngayon lang po ba ninyo nakita ito?
Oo, ngayon ko lang siya nakita.
Kagabi po yan?
Kagabi. Hindi ko nakita yung part na yan, pero pinanood ko yung ilang parts. Parang serious ito, yan? No? Parang, kumbaga, parang nag-iengganyo siya ng mga military or PNP na mag-defect from the present administration. Na kung titignan mo yan, siguro kung iba yung nagsabi niyan, baka hinuli na. No? So, lalo pa yan magpapalala siguro ng situation.
Ano ho ba sa inyong palagay ito? Is this inciting to sedition? Coup d'etat ho ba ito?
Parang coup. Parang coup d'etat yan na ano.
So it was a longer press conference rather, but the former president made it clear in one part of that press conference na he's not asking for a coup. Pakinggan po natin ito.
Ibig ko sabihin ang military, well, it's an option sa military. Hindi na sila kudita yung magpunta yung tangke digira na. Sabihin lang nila na ayaw na namin yung laro ninyo. Out kami dyan. Kasi kung walang military, yung laro nila, wala na.
Ayaw na namin sa inyo, out kami dyan. So, merong paglilinaw na naging malinaw ho ba sa inyo?
Well, kung napapansin natin, ganyan magsalita si Mr. Duterte, no? Parang magsasabi siya ng pang-punch niya, pero babawiin niya. So, pero as a whole, parang nagkiinganyo siya ng coup, kasi involved dito yung mga military. No? At nakita ko rin na, bakit niya pa sasabihin ito kung talagang hawak niya yung military. Talagang, he's trying hard talaga. No? Dahil ayaw niya yung present government o yung administration, iniinganyo niya. So, kung hawak niya talaga yung mga military, hindi na niya kailangan sabihin yan. Kikilos na lang mag-isa yung mga military na katulad ng mga nangyari sa nakaraan.
So, hindi ho kayo, sabihin po natin, tama ho bang sabihin hindi kayo nababahala dito sa naging statement niya? Dahil, ang sabi niyo ho nga, hindi niya hawak ang militar.
Yes, tingin ko naman hindi niya hawak ang militar sa ngayon. No?
And then, of course...
pero yung ganyang statement, hindi naman pwedeng sabihin yung mga ganyan.
Hindi pa rin tama.
Hindi pa rin tama.
And what should government do about this? Should they act on it?
Yes, imbestigahan pa rin yung mga ganyang statement. Diba, yung mga bomb joke nga, may mga problema tayo kapag ganyan. Pero yan nga, nag-encourage nga. Although parang wala siyang magagawa dahil nakikita naman natin na hindi naman niya hawak yung mga military.
Hindi ho kayo natatakot na posibleng may rumbling sa militar? Hindi kayo concerned? Huwag na lang takot.
Yeah.
Wala naman ho kayong concern about that.
Meron kami nababalitaan na may mga loyal pa rin sa mga military, pero hindi sila ganun kalakas siguro. No? Na yung mga military, sinasabi naman nila, tapat sila sa present admin and constitution.
Meron pa hong isa, yung pag-serve naman ng subpoena kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Ang sabi po ng iba, active threat ho ba yung kanyang ginawa during that press conference ng Saturday na umaga? Or is it a conditional threat? We'll have more of this discussion with Congresswoman Castro. After the break, this is On Point.
Yung mga thought ka dyan, yung mga all the girls I've got before,
Akala natin magpa-file, tapos hindi naman.
tapos meron ka pang nakita mga self-confessed drug lords.
Kaya naman, ang madalas nangyayari ay artista turned candidate.
Super ate,
call me.
Yeah.
O isang angkan na panahon pa ni Mahoma.
Puro lumang mukha ulit. Yung hindi kakain sa lounge ng Senado, dahil ang tingin niya, yung pagkain doon ay
Bayad
pera
ng
ng
taong
bayan.
bayan.
Diba? Saka makakakita ng ganyan.
We are giving spotlight with this innovative business enterprises that shares growth in our community. We're giving these entrepreneurs a chance to boost their business in the market.
We hope that we inspired you to embrace your passions and strive for your dreams.
Let's join Mai Rodriguez together with different entrepreneurs to know their stories and challenges. Pathways to Success, 11 a.m. on BNC, the Billionario News Channel.
Welcome back. I'm Pinky Webb. You're still watching On Point, still with us at Teachers Partylist Representative Castro. So pag-usapan po natin yung subpoena served today sa Office of the Vice President, if I'm not mistaken, sa Mandaluyong po. They tried last night. Sabi po ng NBI, papunta na sana yung team sa Kamara, kaso hindi naabutan dahil nga nagkaroon ng problema si Miss Acosta naman po. No? So it was served today. What do you think, Congresswoman, ang implication itong pag-serve ng subpoena kay VP?
Well, tingin natin, tama lang na imbestigahan yung nangyaring pagti-threat niya. No? Whether it is, logical threat or conditional
Active,
threat.
conditional.
Active. Regardless, kung ano man yung gamitin nila na adjective, but it's grave threat. No? Parang talagang, premeditated, nag-iisip na siya ng ganon. No? Talagang threat pa rin yun. Grave threat pa rin yun.
So
na
kahit po pag
talagang-
sinasabi yung conditional naman to, wala namang mangyayari kung walang mangyayari sa kanya. So, wala yun, kumbaga, walang threat. Kasi kailangan may mangyari muna sa VP bago may mangyari kay Pangulo, kay First Lady at kay House Speaker.
Well, threat pa rin yun, no? Whether conditional yun, threat pa rin yun sa buhay. Lalong-lalo na pagbantaan mo, no, yung buhay ng President, tsaka yung kanyang First Lady and even Speaker, no? So, tingin natin, kasi ako kasi, di ba, dun sa program, na ano rin ako doon yung threat sa akin ni Mr. Duterte, no?
Dinismiss mo
Noong
yun,
last
hindi
year,
mo ba?
dinismiss sa court, sa lower court, pero pinare-review natin sa DOJ. So, threat pa rin yung ginawa, no? Kaya talagang...
Alam mo yung pakiramdam ng
Yes,
ganon?
oo, totoo, Pinky. Alam ko yung pakiramdam ng threat kasi alam natin itong mga Duterte, meron silang mga private army, meron silang guns and goons, yung mga ganun ba, na talagang nakakatakot. Kasi,
Pero Congresswoman, what about the threat to the VP? I ask that kasi sinabi niya, may threat din sa kanya eh. Kaya nga lumabas yung ganun dahil may banta sa buhay niya. In fact, there was a press conference kanina po sa VMMC. It was about 40 minutes and she was asked about that. Sabi niya, sana I think she used the word common sense kasi may tanong po sa kanya. Pinremis po niya sa 2 tao na ang nagsabi sa kanya pero hindi niya sinabi exactly ano. Pero pinatutunguhan para bang threat sa kanyang buhay. At may nagtanong sa kanya, I think this was the actual press conference. And then tinanong po sa kanya, paano ang security nyo? Tapos ang sinabi niya, ma'am, huwag kang mag-alala sa akin. Kasi nagbili na ako kapag may nangyari sa akin o pag namatay ako, papatayin si BBM, si Lisa Araneta at si House Speaker. So basically, ang sinasabi po niya, dun po sa lahat ng pinagkalap-kalap ko sa lahat ng mga pinanood ko, may threat ho kasi sa buhay niya, kaya may ganung pananalita. Ano ho ang inyong masasabi dun?
Hindi ako naniniwala. Kasi parang ang galing niya mag-twist talaga ng narrative. No, mahilig talaga si BP na magbaliktad ng pangyayari. So ang issue dito, yung threat niya mismo, no, doon sa 3 matataas na personalidad sa ating pamahalaan, kaya talagang gusto niyang baliktarin. Paano naman siya makakaramdam ng threat? Ilan ba yung mga security niya? 'Di ba? More or less 300 yan, yung kanyang mga security. No, kaya talagang ngayon ka lang na makakita ng BP na may ganyang karaming security. So kung may threat siya, she has all the she has all the resources na mag-report. Parang wala naman daw nare-report sa NBI, walang nare-report
You think
sa
she should do that
AFP.
already?
Gawin niya. Kung meron talagang threat sa kanya, dapat magsabi siya.
All right. One last note, no, because we're running out of time. It's also important to talk about this SDO or the Special Disbursing Officers. 2 po silang nag-show up sa House of Representatives noong, kailan na ho ba ito?
Wednesday.
Ito lang po.
Kagabi.
Oo, kahapon po.
Kahapon.
No? So you have Acosta and you have yung lalaki, yung mag-asawa. Fajarda.
Yeah.
Minsan nakakalimutan ko na rin po yung mga pangalan. So, to cut a long story short, parang lumalabas po, sila po yung kumukuha ng pera. Tama po, si Fajarda, yung male Fajarda, tsaka si Acosta, si Gina Acosta. 1 for the OVP, tama ho ba, and 1 for the DepEd. Pagkatapos silang dalawa ay binibigay ito sa security officer dahil sila po nagpapatupad nitong confidential funds for confidential activities. So, sabi po ng mga mambabatas tulad ninyo at ilan pa po, hindi po ito acceptable?
Yes. So, hindi siya acceptable dahil ang banded na may karapatan na maghawak ng pera at mag-disburse ay yung SDO lang. So, yung security na sinasabi nila, security officer, hindi yun banded. No,
Ano
na
ibig sabihin ng
ipinagkakatiwala.
banded?
Yung banded kasi dapat accountable ka doon sa mga tinatanggap mong public fund na whatever happens to that, kung may anomalya or nanakaw yan or whatever, ikaw yung magbabayad dyan. Kasi responsibilidad mo yun. Ngayon, walang responsibilidad. Ngayon, itong security, yung sinasabi nilang security officer. Pero ang mananagot dyan, yung isang simpleng empleyado, no, salary grade 17, na empleyado na maghahawak siya ng 37.5 million. Sabi nga ng National Treasury, parang mali yun nung naging proseso, no, na ganun kalaki yung hinahawakang pondo, and yet ang band niya lang ay, ilan ba yung band niya? Parang 4 million lang. Pero kung mawala yung 37.5.
Sino nagbayad ng bond nila?
It's the agency.
The OVP and
OVP
the DepEd.
and the DepEd.
But who appoints the SDO? Kasi lumalabas po, the head of agency appointed the SDO. Would there be a better way to be able to institutionalize siguro SDOs para po there is accountability?
Yes, the SDOs, it's himself or herself accountable talaga dun sa money. Kaya talagang abnormal yung ibigay yung pera doon sa isang tao na hindi naman accountable. Or ano, di ba? So, yun pa yung dapat na tukuyin.
Alamin. Nasa na po yung sinasabing security officers na ipinagbigyan nila ng pera? Naalala ko pong pangalan, kung di ako nagkakamali, La Chica
and Colonel Nolasco.
Nasaan po sila?
Mga former, mga USEC yata or may mga military yan na hinire. At tinignan namin, member sila nung sa NTF-ELCAC. Yung National Task Force.
To end local communism.
So, yun yung susunod na mga tanungan. So, kung nakikita nyo, tinanong yung mga empleyado, ang tinuturo nila lagi si VP, yung dalawang SDO. So, hindi lang inabot dahil nawala si VP kagabi. So, yun dapat yung mga tatanong ko kagabi, kaya lang wala na.
Maybe you have Friday.
Yeah.
Sa susunod na pagdinig. Congresswoman Franz Castro, ma'am, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for joining us tonight. That's On Point. Join us again tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.